Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, got another video here for you from the blockchain backer, and I thought I'd give you a quick summary in regards to this. I'm actually doing two videos that I'm covering here from the blockchain backer. So we've got here the perfect formula for XRP, so obviously this one's a bit more XRP specific, and then we've got this other one as well where he's basically talking about the overall crypto market. So I'm going to start off with the one where he's talking about XRP specifically, as I do cover XRP a lot on this channel, and there's a few things that I want to address here which I think are quite important. So we obviously saw the big retrace from the Bitcoin ETF, right? He's actually saying that the liquidation is very much needed, and he actually called the liquidation. Like he said, you know, he thinks with how much euphoria is going on, he thinks that there's a liquidation kind of needed. Like this is what happens before the real euphoria, which does make sense because, you know, like investing, not just the crypto market, the stock market as well. Like you got to understand, like it's mental turmoil, like it's a real mental torment. It's not meant to be easy, because if it was easy, everybody would just make money, right? Like it was like, oh, this is looking positive. The Bitcoin ETF is going to get approved. Okay, everybody just get in and get your money. Okay, yeah, the Bitcoin ETF gets approved. Everybody makes millions. Like if it was that easy, like everybody would be able to invest, right? And this is why the market is so confusing, because it's not meant to be easy. So it is a minefield in terms of if you're trying to like day trade and stuff like that, because if it was easy, everybody would make money. So in terms of him saying that liquidation is needed, I do kind of understand what he's saying. I do get that, because now there's been a liquidation. A lot of people who were in a position to benefit have been shaken out of the market, or they've been liquidated out of the market, one or the other, right? And so now there's a bit more of a clear position for the, you know, like the holders, the true holders who are just kind of waiting back, because I think those are overall the people who benefit from this kind of stuff long term. I think it's just long term investing. That's just the better strategy. I'm not saying it's the only strategy. There are people who can trade and be successful, but it is very hard. If you look at the statistics of people who actually day trade and are successful, it's very difficult, because you could do a numerous amount of good trades for a good amount of weeks, but then you could do a big trade in one day and mess that up, and that just takes you back to square one, right? So it's like, it's very difficult to continually be consistently making money when it comes to trades, because some will be profitable, some won't. So that makes sense. He then said that because of this, XRP is actually now in a position to move. He's basically saying that it's just waiting to break the 54-cent range. He's basically saying he will do some more XRP chart analysis content now, because he's basically not really been addressing it much, because it's been stagnant. There's not been a lot going on. But he's actually saying that the supports have now been tested and the structure is in a good place for XRP to start having some action. So that is going to be interesting indeed. Very interesting. One also big important factor that he has mentioned, and he has said this numerous times, he does not believe Bitcoin is going to go to a new all-time high. He actually has been saying this for a while now. So that's definitely going to be interesting, because I do think that's going to play a part in how big the euphoria is, right? Like the bigger Bitcoin will go, the more value that goes into Bitcoin ultimately will spread into the altcoins eventually, and obviously that being XRP as well. And all the other altcoins, right? It's not just XRP specific. Like the way this works when it comes to like the altcoins and stuff like that, like having the altcoin season, generally speaking, people invest in Bitcoin, Bitcoin's value goes up, they then sell their Bitcoin because they're happy. That's when the Bitcoin dominance goes down, because people are then selling their Bitcoin. And then what they do is they start looking at what other cryptos there are that they can now invest in. So they look at, okay, what hasn't really pumped right now? Oh, you know, Cardano hasn't really pumped right now. XRP hasn't really pumped right now. HBAR hasn't really pumped right now. You know, they start looking at these cryptos and then they basically just start rotating into them. And that's how they have their rally moments, right? That's what it is. It's just cryptos being rotated in and out of, and people just getting their money out of them, just getting as much money out of these cryptos as they possibly can. So to me, yeah, in terms of Bitcoin having an all-time high, will that have an impact? Yeah, because it's going to basically indicate how much value is going to be going into the altcoin market, right? Okay, so then we get a bit more XRP specific again. He's basically just saying he thinks that there's enough things in play for XRP to rally now. He obviously said XRP follows Bitcoin, which I do agree with. And the other thing he said is obviously if Bitcoin hits an all-time high, usually so does XRP. So with Bitcoin not hitting an all-time high, if that does happen, What does that mean for XRP? Does it mean that XRP is not going to break its all-time high? I don't know. I mean, you know, when it comes to this kind of stuff, it's hard because we are going on historical data, and you can never say that all historical data is going to indicate the future price action. You know, that's one of the things they tell you in investing in general. Past indications are not an indicator of future price. So we can't say that for sure, but obviously that's the historical patterns that Blockchain Backer is going off of. I'm not here to disagree with him because he's a chart analyst. I am not. I'm just saying, I don't know where that can go. Like, who knows what that could lead to? Does it mean XRP won't hit an all-time high? I don't know. I mean, there's way less liquidity in XRP, so for it to hit an all-time high, you'd think it'd be a lot easier anyway. But again, with Bitcoin not hitting an all-time high, if this does happen, because again, this is Blockchain Backer's thesis, we don't know if that's going to be right or wrong, but if that does happen and Bitcoin doesn't hit a new all-time high, will that be the same for XRP? Time will tell. I don't know, but this is what he's saying. Okay, so that's basically it for XRP. The stage is set. Long story short, you know, we're ready now to see what XRP can do. So we'll now get into the Blockchain Backer's general thought process in regards to the overall altcoin market. Okay, so he's basically saying that he thinks Bitcoin has hit its top. I actually am aware of this because he actually mentioned that he sold like some of his Bitcoin. He has still got some left, but he sold the majority that he wanted to sell. Like, he had a target and he sold his target. So he's actually saying that he believes this is actually a good thing now, though, because now that Bitcoin has had its moment, he now believes that the altcoin market is ready to take over, because this is how it works, right? Usually Bitcoin dominates for so long, and then Bitcoin hits its top, the dominance falls, it drops in value, and that's because the sellers again are selling off and they're looking at other cryptos to start investing in and making profit out of. So he's basically saying this is now looking good for the altcoin market. He believes the altcoin season can begin. Things as to why he believes this in terms of the narratives about the spot Bitcoin ETF, like he's saying, you know, all this was clear signs that they were hitting the top, because this is the thing. A lot of the times when it comes to like bull markets, bear markets and stuff like that, people don't realize that they're in these markets until it's too late, generally speaking. So, you know, you get everybody talking about Bitcoin because, you know, the spot Bitcoin ETF got approved and everybody's talking about Bitcoin now. It's kind of had its moments, like, because if we look over the span of the last few months, like, Bitcoin has really been performing good. So Blockchain Backer is basically saying, like, that was Bitcoin's rally, like, it's had it. And now that the Bitcoin ETF has got approved, everybody was expecting that that was going to be the euphoria, but we've already had the euphoria up until that point, right? And so because he doesn't believe that Bitcoin was going to hit its all-time high, he believes that's it. We've had it. Bitcoin has had its run now. So while obviously some people will be a bit disappointed because it hasn't hit its all-time high, again, we don't know if this is factually correct. We don't know. This is Blockchain Backer's thesis. So Bitcoin could still rally, you know, in another 6 months or something like that and completely surpass its all-time high. We don't know for sure. This is his opinion, right? But yes, he's saying that basically this is all indicators that the top was in for him personally with regards to Bitcoin. Another thing that he was talking about was that some of the non-top 10 cryptos are actually currently outperforming Bitcoin. And he did show you a chart of this, and that was really interesting because I hadn't realized that. And there's actually a reason why this is, because a lot of the Bitcoin maxes and, you know, holders, they won't show you the true goings on. Like, they try to blind you with certain narratives. So for example, they will always say, for example, you know, Bitcoin's outperforming Ethereum, etc., and they keep going to Ethereum. Now, some people might think, well, they're going to Ethereum because it's the second biggest crypto, which is a fair point. But the problem is, when you take Ethereum out of there and you just compare it to the other cryptos, like the rest of the crypto market, there's other cryptos outperforming. So yes, it's outperforming Ethereum, but if you look at other cryptos, there's other cryptos out there outperforming Bitcoin overall. So they're not mentioning this because they know if they mention the whole market, it will look obvious that Bitcoin is being outperformed. Really interesting there about that, really interesting psychology. He basically showed you a chart that excluded stablecoins, because you're not going to do stablecoins because these are not obviously investments. This is just people, wanting to get in and out of the market, hold for investment purposes, that kind of stuff, waiting to buy crypto, or they've sold and they're waiting to see what other cryptos are going to buy later on, that kind of thing, etc. And he also took ETH out the way, and yeah, there was no comparison. It was clear that there was other cryptos that were outperforming Bitcoin. Now, in regards to this, he's basically saying this is to show you that it's looking like the altcoin market is getting ready, because there are non-top 10 cryptos that are outperforming Bitcoin. So it's showing you that stuff is going on right now. So we're just waiting for the true euphoria to really hit the market. I mean, if we look at Solana right now, I would assume if we look at Solana's performance, it's probably outperformed Bitcoin. Now, I'm just guessing when I say that, so it could be that if you show me the true statistics that it hasn't. I could be wrong, but Solana's really gone on a tear. So I would assume in terms of how much return on investment you would get from Solana, from its, local bottom to its local top, I would assume that you'd have made more from that than you would have out of Bitcoin. Also because there's just way more value in Bitcoin as well. So obviously that plays an impact on how much return on investment you would make. So yeah, like very, very interesting here. Like I'm very excited in regards to him saying that the altcoin market is ready. If he is right in regards to Bitcoin not hitting its all-time high, like, and that being it, obviously that's going to be a bit of a downer, because how much of an impact is that going to play? Is it going to mean that there will be cryptos that are not going to hit their all-time highs, including XRP? That's obviously going to be a bit of a downer if that's the case, but I don't know. And again, this is him talking on past data. Past data is not always an indicator of future price action. So it doesn't guarantee that that's how things are going to happen. But we don't know, like if this is anything to go by, then could that have an impact? So if that is the case, obviously it's a downer. You want the market to go as high as possible. I would love Bitcoin to have surpassed its all-time high and hit a new all-time high, just so that we have the best amount of value going into the altcoin market as possible. But nonetheless, I am excited to see where the altcoin market can go, because for me personally, I don't just hold HBAR, I don't just hold XRP. I've got like 15 to 20 different cryptos that I personally hold. So I've got many cryptos that I'm hoping, if some of these pop off, they're going to be great for me long term. So I'm very excited to see what the market can do. But yeah, that's the overall summary of these two videos. Exciting. Yeah, exciting. If he is right in terms of Bitcoin, a little bit disappointing in that sense, but I don't know where this is going to go. Who knows if he's right? Time will tell in that sense. But, if the altcoin market is getting ready, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be ready to see what can happen from there and see, again, is he right? Is this going to affect the price potential for some of these cryptos? Or is it going to completely tear past their expectations and hit, all-time highs easily and surpass them with ease? Interesting times, guys, interesting times. So what do you guys think with the information that you've heard? Are you happy to hear this kind of stuff? Like, are you happy to hear that the altcoin market is looking like it's getting ready to have its moment? Are you disappointed with Bitcoin? Like, are you hoping that Bitcoin will go higher? Are you hoping that blockchain backers wrong in that sense? Do you agree that this is time for the altcoin market to rally? Like, do you think that this is the moment? Or do you just think all of this is wrong? Do you not think any of this is accurate? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.